Like everyone's doing something different. Like
Mark's
everything
all about
works.
relationships.
Yeah, everything works. It just all takes time, skill, and volume. And something I've been chatting about consistently is like some people are great at writing emails, and email is the thing that they're going to get obsessed about. If there's one thing I can give to anyone, something we're really focused on is like appointment setting works, but it takes time, skill, and volume.
You don't try out leads for 3 months and see how it works. You don't try a coach out for 3 months and see if it works. You don't try direct mail for 3 months. You don't try Zillow for 3 months or door knocking or online, whatever you're doing. You don't try it for 3 months. You say, I'm going to do this.
You're listening to the number one real estate podcast in the world, where we talk with real estate professionals all across North America about their wins, losses, lessons, stories, help you win in your local market today. My name is Cody from Sheridan Street. I'm joined with Vikram Deol of the Real Estate Sales Academy. Today, we are going to recap a bunch of podcasts that we had today. We did four today.
You are no longer saying the RE Agent podcast in the intro.
I've never said the Origin podcast in the intro.
Really?
Yeah, you're listening to the number one real estate podcast in the world. That's been the whole like thing.
You're listening to welcome back to the RE Agent podcast, the number one real estate agent podcast in the world.
Maybe, I don't know. It's been a long day, bro. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I changed it up. Neither here or there. We're here now, and I already did the intro. And anyone listening back on iTunes or Spotify is going to have to get over it. But they at least know what the podcast is about. But Vikram Deol, what are some key takeaways you had from today?
So today was a day about relationships.
Yep.
Right. Really cultivating that ability, in all businesses, right? If we stop thinking of online leads, or if we stop thinking of leads as like a lead, like a fictionary person or something that we can't touch, we treat it differently. But if we think of a lead as a human, like your grandma, your mom, your aunt, your sister, your brother, right? If you start to think of a lead as a human, they all start out the same, right? Whether you're doing an open house or you're door knocking, or it's coming online, or it's coming from a referral, these are all people you didn't know 5 minutes ago that you are now looking to get to know. And if you can cultivate that mindset and that relationship, that's a really big thing. And then the second thing that I would say that came up twice is, I think it's never split the difference. I think that was that even, even our second guest today was talking about, Mike was talking about it. And then who was number two? I forgot who number two was.
Gray.
Yeah, was talking about it as well too. So I think that was a couple of big takeaways.
I think my big takeaway for today is the something I've been chatting a lot about with everyone is like, if you look at the four guests that we had today, we had Mike, who's doing online leads and networking events.
Right.
You have Lex, who is doing like content. Not Lex, sorry. You're doing Trey, who's doing content.
Lex is doing mailers.
Is doing mailers. And there was like everyone's doing something different. Like everything
all about relationships.
Yeah, everything works. It just all takes time, skill, and volume. And something I've been chatting about consistently is like some people are great at writing emails, and email is the thing that they're going to get obsessed about. If there's one thing I can give to anyone, something we're really focused on is like appointment setting works, but it takes time, skill, and volume. Like if you want to do email and that's the direction that you're going to have the different pillars. But even the interesting thing, even when we were chatting with Lex and Joe, it's like they do direct mail, but they also do events. And I was trying to pull that out of them as well in the podcast, where I'm like, all these successful businesses have multiple pillars that they're really good at. You get really good at a pillar, and then you add another pillar. And you get really good at that pillar, and then you add another pillar, or you choose to double down on that pillar and get better at it. So I think that the other example today was open houses. It's like, it all works. It just all takes time, skill, and volume. And you said something really interesting on the podcast where it's like, because you guys were back in the day were really good at Zillow leads, and you crushed Zillow leads, but you mentioned that direct mail just never really worked for you.
Yeah.
Now that you're out of the space, and obviously you're coaching, do you see things differently than you did back when you were selling?
No, we didn't have enough time in the saddle, right? Like Joe said, it took 8 months. We probably canned it around 8 months. So we probably got, it was it the worst thing we did? Probably not, because we were really big on Zillow and that zip code. We were very active in the community in that zip code. I went to a lot of charitable events where people lived in that zip code. So we were very known, we were very seen, but did we give it enough time to mature? And what I see with clients is, I'm going to try this out. I'm like, no, 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 no. We don't like, when you and I were talking about lifestyle, right? And I'm like, Cody, I'm going to try this out. This is like a lifestyle change. Like, people don't get healthy and then unhealthy and then healthy, and you just get healthy, right? And it's a lifestyle thing. And it's the same thing with business. You don't try out leads for 3 months and see how it works. You don't try a coach out for 3 months and see if it works. You don't try direct mail for 3 months. You don't try Zillow for 3 months, or door knocking, or online, whatever you're doing. You don't try it for 3 months. You say, I'm going to do this. And, and a good example would be when you and I met for the first time. I think it was last year. I think it's only been a year that we've been friends in person. But when we met at the Grow with Video event in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I have been doing YouTube very inconsistently for 10 years. 10 years we've been, our first video I think ever went out on YouTube 10 years ago. We have now posted over 500 pieces of content on YouTube since that day.
Yeah.
We are sub 500 subscribers, but I can tell you that in a few more months, it's going to blow up. But is it the one piece where you talk about Mr. Beast, or is it the 597 other posts that you've done consistently for the last 2 years that finally click and make you explode? I don't know.
It's just that would you agree that you're a lot better on camera than you were when you first started?
Bro, we've like, I look at YouTube, which we just started like 4 months ago. We have 500 pieces of content on there.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how many pieces of content we have on Instagram. People are like, oh, you're such a natural. I'm like, no, I'm not, you fucker. I've been putting myself out on video since 2012.
Yeah.
Like, there's videos where the camera is like literally going up my hairy ass nose and like showing my fucking ears. And I'm like, we all have had this shit quality. It wasn't until last year that I did a professional kind of like content video that wasn't to list a home.
Yeah. And I'm totally with you. I look back at, like, I had a brand I was creating content many years ago. And I look back at some of the interviews I would do before I got into the cinematography space. And even if you go back to the first RE Agent podcast, like, that was literally last year, in comparison to the content we're producing now on the RE Agent podcast, is totally different. Like, we're finally in our rhythm. I would say it took us 60 episodes to find our rhythm with the RE Agent podcast. Because again, you add a whole nother layer of complexity towards team members. You add a whole nother layer of complexity towards like personality, and then you asking questions, me asking questions. Are we preparing enough? Like, tons of different things. I think there's been a lot of lessons, and I've learned a lot about different real estate markets. This has been one of the wildest rides about just connecting with different real estate agents across North America. But I guess let's wrap it up here. Let's I highly encourage everyone to go.
You know what we don't do, Cody, for ourselves? If you guys are not following Cody, where can people follow you?
People can follow me just on Instagram at Codmay, at CODMAY. And where can they find you?
Instagram, my name, Coach Vikram Deol. I think I'm the only one who operates under Coach Vikram, so it's not too hard to find. And if you guys are watching this on Spotify, or if you guys are listening to it, I should say, on Spotify or iTunes, anywhere where you can give us a review or a like. If you're getting value from this, please, take a second and give us a like and a review so that more people can hear this just like you and get help. And if you guys are on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like this, share this. You guys, just so you know, Cody and I both, we figured this out yesterday. I'm like, why don't I have any more time in my week Cody and I both work 4-day weeks, and then we do a full day of podcasting. We do somewhere between 5 to 6 hours. Because we launch an episode every day. And then our teams probably spend somewhere around 15 to 20 hours editing, producing, and chopping this up. And I don't say that because I need kudos from you guys. I'm just saying that like we put a lot of effort into this. So we would, one, love for you guys to give us feedback on what you love and what you don't love. And two, we'd love a review so that, you know, more people are able to get value.
With that said, thank you for tuning into another episode of the RE Agent Podcast. We'll see you soon.